Good morning, friends and family. It is day 106 on the PCT. 6:51 a.m. 1.68 miles so far. Whew, woke up to a cold morning today. It's not really sure. It's now mid-July. I feel like it was in the 40s. I'm not quite sure. I didn't get frost or anything, but not even that high in elevation. 71, 7,200 feet, something like that. But yeah, it's chilly. We are right now on our way. Got some really lovely flowers through here. Making our way up to Barker Pass, where the Trail Magic was last night, the last 2 days actually. So we are headed there on a journey of somewhere between 18 and 22 miles today. Not quite sure yet where we're going to stop. Not that it doesn't matter, but you know, whatever we don't do, we have to do tomorrow. And tomorrow is when we will get to Donner Pass, at least to the ski lodge, where we sent ourselves a box from Kennedy Meadows south. It's got our Ursack bags in it so we can get rid of our bear cans, and we got some other miscellaneous things in there that we got rid of to lighten our load a little bit for going through the Sierras. So we will pick that up and get our free beers that they give when you stop there for free for hikers, and then move along to the town of Truckee. Just over finished the pass, Barker Pass, and got to the top of the next hill, and gorgeous view of Lake Tahoe. Alright, we are just about to the top of this second climb for the day. It's 9:45 in the morning, about 7.5 miles. Yeah, this second climb, both of them were relatively, I'll say, easy, low inclines, which is really nice, and mostly dirt to walk on. This one, the second one, leads us to a ridge walk. So we're going to be up here for 5 miles or so, walking along this open ridge, from what we understand. And from what I can see so far up there, it seems to be like that's going to be true. So hopefully we'll have some nice views up here of the surrounding mountains. We'll see. Yep, looks like it's already happening. Nice valley shot there. now at a top of a ski resort mountain. This is called Wolverine Bowl, apparently. Down there's a resort. Alright, here we have what's listed as the Palisades Tahoe ski lift. Come on. Right up here. Looks like we're going to walk right under it. There's one there. Some chairs. And going up the hill there. We're going to go underneath it, and I don't know. I wouldn't want to ski down this. Holy crap. Just rock everywhere. So I don't know where the runs are, but it doesn't look like it'd be anywhere in this area. All right, here we are with the wrap up for day 106. And this morning we had a surprise about 3 miles into our day with some trail magic, some real trail magic. It was the first time we've had real trail magic. Not the other trail magic wasn't real, but it was drinks and things like that sitting next to the trail, things like that. Yeah, which is always appreciated as well. However, this was like AT style trail magic. So again, we had heard about it for the last 2 days, that they were going to be out there making hamburgers and hot dogs and pancakes for breakfast. Yeah, and drinks and all, that kind of stuff. But what we didn't expect was that they were going to be out there again this morning. So they were out there as a family. And basically, it sounded like what they were doing was they were, sorry about that, they were making breakfast for their family and decided they still had a bunch of food, a bunch of pancake batter and stuff left over, so they were just going to feed whoever came by.
But Dad did the trail in 2019?
Something like that,
yeah. Because he said it was a dry year, so yeah. I'm going to say 2019.
Something like that,
he did the trail.
Yep.
So.
I just can't keep that sun. There we go. Yes, he did it. They have 6 kids. They weren't all out there, but there was also another couple that had done the trail last year, and they just by chance came out and picked the same spot to do some trail magic, I think yesterday, something like that. So, and they had brought drinks out and things like that as well. So, yeah, so it was lovely. We got there, and actually before we got there, there was another hiker passed by, and he said, they're still making pancakes up there. So we hustled up there, had some orange juice. I ate 3 pancakes myself. I
had 1. Because we had to hike a lot of
We still had a lot, yeah. We still had almost our entire day ahead of us. And they also had cold drinks, so I had a drink.
I did have a coconut water, which was awesome.
Yeah, I had a Dr. Pepper. So
at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, whatever time that was. Yeah, it was early. So anyway, so that was great. That was a great way to start our day. Again, the first time that kind of trail magic has happened for us out here. We've heard of it other times, but just never hit it right. So anyway,
and then we had the climb.
Then we had a climb. And
1,500 plus elevation gain.
I don't remember how much, but probably something like that. Yeah. Over several miles. Actually, yeah, it wasn't that long, really. Yeah,
it was 3 miles.
3 miles. I mean, it's still several. But at any rate, it wasn't nearly as bad as we thought it was going to be. The incline was not quite as steep as
it actually was. It wasn't bad at all. It was very nice.
We actually got up it fairly quickly.
Yeah,
which was great.
Considering.
Yeah, And then we went
We
back
hiked along the ridge.
Then we went back down the other side, and
that's
then
right,
we
that
had a
was a good
second climb,
which also wasn't bad.
which really wasn't bad either. And then we hiked what 5-6 miles across the top of the ridge,
Yeah.
something like that. So
Up near the one of the ski lodges that are up here.
Yeah.
Ski lifts and things like that.
We had great views of Lake Tahoe from up there, which is great.
Nice.
And the
There was a
surrounding
great
mountains.
breeze blowing. It was about 10:30 in the morning, so it wasn't. It was getting hot, but the sun was not blazing.
Right.
That would have been later in the afternoon.
And that breeze was fantastic.
It was very nice. Yes.
Yeah, really kept us cooled off.
And for the most part, it was a nice dirt track as well that we were hiking on.
Yeah.
Right along the ridge, so that was nice too.
Yep.
But it was pretty nice hiking.
And we got through that fairly quickly as well, and went down the other side because there was a long stretch. That whole ridge up there there was no water, so we continued, and then took our lunch break on the other side of that ridge. So we ended up with 14 miles today by noon. Yeah, so it was a quick day.
We had a lot of elevation
at that point.
At that point too.
Right.
We had close to 3,000, if not 3,000 by that point in the day.
Yeah.
So, and with Trail Magic, with stopping for breakfast at Trail
Right,
Magic.
plus stopping, right.
Just because the trail was nice, it wasn't rocky, it wasn't too steep, it was just a really nice grade, and
we could just cruise. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And stopping for pictures and that kind of stuff too as well. So, yeah, and then was it right after lunch?
Yes.
Then that's when that's when first of all the heat set in.
That was a climb from hell.
Yeah, it got pretty hot.
I'm gonna say it.
And it was pretty.
It was steep.
It was steep. Yeah, it was.
It was another like 1,500 elevation gain type of situation, and it was steep.
Yeah.
So
and
sections and not a lot of flat between to kind of break it up a little bit.
And not a lot of cover either.
Correct.
I mean, maybe half of the trail, half the climb, probably less than half.
But it seems that after noonish, that sun is just right over top of you, and it just radiates down.
It got really hot.
Yeah, it got warm.
Yeah.
So.
And so then we got to the top of that, and we took a break or two in there, which was nice, just to kind of sit in the shade, grab some water, that kind of
Palisades.
stuff.
That was Palisades.
Palisades
Resort.
Yes. Yeah, right around there. So it was kind of neat just to see those resort or the ski lifts and that kind of stuff. It was something different that we haven't really seen much of. And then we went back down again, and then we had to climb just quote unquote a little bit to get up here to this campsite. And as that climb, I felt like it was annoying. Is really
there were steps.
There were steps,
it was
and
rock.
There was a lot of rock, and it was overgrown. So it was hard to kind of get your legs through the bushes and that kind of stuff.
At your feet,
right? You can't really see.
It was rocky.
Yeah. But as we're climbing up that, it was a little bit farther than, it was like 0.2 farther than I at least mentally had prepared for. And the whole time we're climbing, it was like, where is this water?
Well,
and is there going to be water?
Is there going to be water? Because that was my concern, because it was all rock and it was exposed. I'm like, where? And it just keeps going forever, and you're like, I don't understand when these campsites are going to be. I don't understand where the water is going to be.
There's no way there's water coming up here.
There's water.
Yeah. But sure enough, we got here to this site, and there is water, and it's decent. It's not gushing or anything, but it's flowing, it's moving. That's what we want. And it was enough to kind of clean ourselves off a little bit and
load up with water.
Yeah, load up for tomorrow. So, which is great, because tomorrow we are hiking to the Donner Pass Ski Lodge. I think that's the correct name.
Yes.
We sent ourselves a package there a couple of weeks ago, so we're going to get rid of our bear cans. But we're going to go there and hopefully have lunch. It's only about 9.5 miles away. And then we're going to get a ride. I think there's a bus that will
when we get there.
That'll take us the short trip over to the town of Truckee. We're going to stay outside of town just a little bit, so that we can resupply and do all that quickly and get back out on trail the next day. So there's not a lot of water tomorrow, if any. We're not really sure. There's one spot that says that there might be some water. So we've loaded up. We should be fine. That was a week
ago, right?
That was several days ago. Yeah, at least. Yeah, probably a week. So so we're prepared for no water tomorrow, but it's 9.5 miles, so we should be fine. Yeah, so that's our day. So tomorrow, walking into Truckee, or at least close to Truckee. So that should be exciting. Apparently the ski lodge gives free 40-ounce beers to hikers, which is fantastic. Calories, that's what it's all about. And so we'll consume that and hopefully find a good place to eat along the way. All right, I think that's it for day 106 and a preview of day 107. All right, I think we will talk to you tomorrow then, and hope everyone is well, and have a good night. All right, here is us for the night. One thing that we like about having a double wall tent is that we can do something like this and pull the fly back, so we get a little bit of privacy, but we can also have some ventilation, and we can see the stars at night. I won't bother pointing the camera straight up at the sky, but yeah, and then if it does get cold like it did last night, we could just, in the middle of the night, pull it back over and retain heat. So but this is we are all alone here. There's a nice big campsite here with lots of space for not as many, but lots of tents. And so we've got some nice views back there through the trees, some mountainsides there, and a little valley out here that is full of these flowers, although the flowers are now ending at their bloom. But anyway, right down there is the water, and so it's a really nice spot. That's us for the night. There's the trail, of course. All right, hope everyone is well. We will talk to you tomorrow.